Right, so hey, what's going on? My name is Dennis, and our family was survivors of medical kidnapping. Which is when the hospital brings up false allegations to pretty much kidnap your child and get them a link to CPS and try to put them in the system, and ultimately they want to adopt them out. So I'm gonna share this because this is encouragement to parents. This is specifically for parents that are going through it. And if you haven't went through it, maybe, maybe it could be encouragement to, just in life. But okay, so our story I ain't gonna go through our whole story and all that stuff because I have some information in the link that you can click to learn more about our story. But I want to share this because this was a breakthrough. Like if you're looking for a breakthrough in your case, man, continue to listen to this video. All right, so our situation started kind of like how these typical cases start. June of 2024. You go to the ER for something, and then it turns into this workup, this child abuse workup. In our case, they try to say that our son had a corner metaphyseal fracture, and that we hyperextended his leg and all that other stuff. All lies, right? And then they fabricated all this stuff saying he had a broken bone, no evidence of it, no internal swelling, no nothing, just their word saying these things, right? I caught the doctor lying, just a whole host of things where they literally fabricated the broken bone in order to get the warrant, in order to remove them out of our custody because we would not comply with the safety plan that CPS usually tries to, put on people. So we went through that started in June 2024. We went through about 402 days of this court thing. I went through two lawyers. Third lawyer was also not good, right? My wife went through, I think she went through one or two lawyers. And why this is encouragement? Because we're people of faith, right? We believe in the Creator, Yahusha. We believe in His Father, Yahuwah. And one of the things that, and I'm sure if you are a person of faith, you're probably wondering like, dang, well, how in the world this happened, right? And that's what we was wondering. And we had tried everything, bro. We had tried everything. I'm talking about writing the judge, everything that people gonna say on the blog. I ain't gonna say everything that people say on the blog because it's a lot of things to be done. But we wrote the judge, the Alpha David, what I'm saying, like everything, and pretty much exhausted, our ability to just be able to share truth, whether it was a lawyer, whether it was a judge, writing the judge, sending information, filing the paperwork, filing a JV or whatever the name is in your things, filing all these things. And nothing was really happening. This was towards the end of our case. And, that's when we were kind of doing really some kind of like soul searching to really find out like, man, like what is work like this? It's like, because, the thing about it, and I'm sure you understand, is they don't care about you giving them information. They don't care about you trying to expose them. They don't care about nothing because they know you ain't got no power. That's just what it is. They know you ain't got no power. So it don't matter if you got all the records. Man, I got the records, what I'm saying? They'll put you in a hamster wheel and rack your mind with trying to figure out how to defeat them. And I found it. You know what I'm saying? I found how to defeat these people, bro. This thing that you're going through, whether you believe it or not, is spiritual. Right? This thing you're going through is strictly spiritual. These people are in league with certain principalities, and if you don't understand how these principalities are gaining access and power in order to maneuver. So in our case, what it started to happen is we started to see that no matter what we did, no matter how much evidence, no matter what you put together, they was not trying to hear it, bro. They was not trying to hear it. It didn't matter how eloquent, how professional you put the bullet points together, how fire the paper is. They didn't care. You do all that work and they just wouldn't even look at it, right? What started to shift in our case is when, a good book for you to read is the book of Job. In the book of Job, you see that when he was going through his trial, he started to begin to justify himself. Basically, what that means is saying that, okay, why am I going through this? I'm a good person. And our thing was, why are we going through this? We good parents. Like, we ain't never did nothing what they saying, man. Like, all this other stuff. Like, they tripping, this and that. And it could be accurate in the sense of how you see it, but you're not going through the trial because of, your parenthood and all that other stuff. What started to shift for us, and we recognized in ourselves that we began to justify ourselves, and we wasn't really confident in what we knew. And what I mean by that is, when you're confident in what you know, see, the part of the system against parents is that they want to put you in a hole, and they want to make you defend your innocence. They want to make you have to prove yourself to them. And the thing about it is, it's like the court. When you go, if you could take the court in earth and then translate it to the court in heaven, if you try to defend yourself against the devil is a trickster, bro. He a trickster. He a magician. So he gonna try to find a way to find holes in your story every time. He gonna find a way to twist what you saying. When our credit started shifting is when we started asking the right questions, and we started asking the right questions to Yahuwah to say, what are we missing, and what do we need to stand on? Because if you read Ephesians 6, it says when you done all to do to stand, you stand. And so you got to find what the word is that you got to stand on, and it's very simple, because they try to make it. They make so many fires. How the system do? The machine, right? They make so many fires that you trying to put out every single fire. And what that do to you is it can exhaust you. It can some people been pushed to where they done want to take their life. It can really push you to the limits. And it was pushing us to the limits because we was trying everything. But when we started asking the right questions to say, what do we stand on? I remember it's a couple things that we started standing on that it was given to us. One is we didn't do it, but particularly when you facing the devil, the only thing that's going to repel him is the word of Elohim. That's the only thing that's going to repel him. That's the only thing that's going to rebuke him. That's the only thing that's where he going to flee and he going to bow to. You try and justify yourself, it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. Thou shalt not bear false witness. When you kidnap somebody, it said in the Torah, when you kidnap somebody, that penalty is worthy of death. There's a couple other things that we started standing on. And I remember telling the lawyers, and I was like, when I was telling my wife, I said, they're going to look at me like I'm crazy. But I told the lawyer, I said, man, bearing false witnesses is a crime. It's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's because you can't stand on American law. We're going to talk about it in another video. The Constitution ain't going to help you. You know what I'm saying? They hypocrites, bro. They'll tell you on one end you got these rights, and then on the other end you ain't got these rights. So they hypocrites. So you can't stand on nothing they talking about. You got to stand on the Creator's word that govern the whole universe, right? So we started doing that, and I started telling them, and that's when it started shifting. They was trying to look at me like I'm crazy, trying to cast me as a lunatic. But you got to remember, these people are in league with demons, bro. They know exactly what's going on as regards to they show up every day for this. So when that started happening, when we say, okay, we're not going to justify ourselves. We just going to speak the truth of the words that we supposed to stand on according to Ephesians 6 and this warfare that we're going through. And that's when it started shifting. So also, if you remember, there's a scripture that says, not by might, not by power, but by the Spirit of Yahuwah. Meaning that how you going to receive salvation in a situation that you're going through is not going to be by might. You ain't going to put no smooth words together. The devil tricky, bro. He tricky. He tricky. And so if you're trying to face him head on and trying to say, well, no, I got this move. I'm gonna make this move, right? He gonna catch you in your pride. So you gotta remember the book of Job. You gotta remember how Job, he started doing that, and then the Creator was like, he came at him, was like, oh, hey, where were you when I did this? And then Job seen it. Like, oh, I didn't even see it, bro. I didn't even see that. I'm paraphrasing. I justify myself in that you the one who makes us stand. You the one that makes us stand upright. So if you in this situation, understand, first of all, it's a spiritual attack. Number two, right? Number two is first is a spiritual attack. Number one, it's a spiritual attack. Number two, you can't justify yourself. I know you want to defend yourself. I know you want to show them all these other things, but what is the one thing that matters about your case that you need to stand on and continue to repeat it, and that's the only thing you own, is to repeat it. And then watch how the atmosphere shifts, right? And another thing, this is probably gonna be a multi-part situation, right? Is parents patriate, right? America has this apparatus to where when your child is born, your child, according to them, belongs to the state. Parents patriate means that they the ultimate parent. Parents patriate, they the ultimate parent, meaning that they saying, you not the parent, bro. We got the ability to direct. We got the ability to possess them. We got the ability to remove them. That's how CPS is coming in. Because here's the thing, you ain't got no rights. Yeah, go look at the Constitution. They saying liberty, they saying all this other stuff, but you ain't got no rights, bro. America is a hypocrite, bro. They telling you one thing. If you got rights, then why will you stand in that court and say the Supreme Court said we got the right to raise our children? They look at you like, what? Supreme Court. Oh, I'm quoting this common law thing. Man, they don't care about that. That's some lawyer trying to persuade you type of situation, but the judge don't care about none of that. They care about the facts, according to them. They care about the facts according to them. So, because the judge's supposed to be a trier of facts, but in this day and age, man, these judges are just corrupt. They're corrupt. They don't care about Yahuwah. They don't fear Yahuwah. They don't fear Yahuwah, and pretty much they don't fear man either. You know. So the thing is, parents patriate. The state is the ultimate parent. Allows them to take your children. So what you got to do, what you have to do in this scenario and situation, is go read Psalms 127:3 and understand that children are an inheritance from Yahuwah. That means that the inalienable right of a parent was given by Yahuwah. The inalienable right as a parent was given from Yahuwah. That means it can't be given from man. This right can't be given from man, and it can't be taken away. And that's why they never established it, because this right is unalienable. Right? I always twist that word up. But this right was given from the Creator to parents to say, hey, parent, in layman's terms, hey, parent, you are a steward to this child, because Yahuwah says in Ezekiel 18:4 that all souls are his. So you only a steward as a parent. And that's something that we didn't understand as parents, that this child ain't even yours. This child is the Creator's. He gave them their soul. But what the state is saying, no, you born here, we have ownership of you. We have ownership of you, parent. That's why we can go into the schools and teach this. That's why we can change these laws. That's why we don't even have to consult with you to take your child out of your house. You don't even have to consent to it, but we can still do it. Why? Because there's a secret covenant. There's a secret thing that they have on the books that we as parents don't know. We're not thinking nobody gonna try to take our children by some false accusations. We're not thinking the devil that crafty. He gonna come in there and just say some wild stuff and just justify it. So you have to denounce parents patriate, and you have to establish in your heart Psalms 127:3 that Yahushua is the king, and that he is master, and that he is sovereign over yourself and your children, and that his father is the father of all of us. His father is the father of all of us, and that children were given from him. Guess what? So we can be stewards. And when you began to revoke their right, denounce their right, denounce parents patriae, to say you don't have the right to have my children, because this right for me to parent was given from the Creator. You have to say that to those spirits. You have to say that to yourself, and you have to let the Creator know that you agree, because it's all about contracts and agreements and consent. The state is hinging upon the fact that you will agree with parents patriae, right? That's how as soon as you get into the dependency court, the lawyers, they almost normalize that the state has the ability to do this. They're spiritually illegal. It's illegal. It's illegal. Spiritually, it's illegal. They only telling you they have the right, but they don't have the right, because Psalms 127:3 says children are an inheritance from the Creator to the parents. So that means if the Creator gave this unalienable right, can't nobody revoke it, can't nobody terminate it, can't nobody do nothing. But they're able to do that because we didn't know. If you read Psalms, if you read 1 Samuel 1, 1 Samuel 8 and 11, guess what? In there it says that if you make these people your king, you make, in that day it was talking about, the people wanted, Yahuwah was saying, hey, I want to be king over y'all. And they would say, nah, we want to get a king. We want a man king, right? He said, if this happens, guess what? He will take your sons and he will take your daughters. That's exactly what's been happening. That's exactly what's happening to this day, because we have not established the word in our heart, right? And so we have to do some self-reflection to understand that, hey, this happened to you, this has happened against you, but it's a spiritual war, and there is hope to get your children back. But you gotta ask the right questions, and you gotta understand it's not by might, it's not by power, but by the Spirit of Yahuwah. And man, you'll get free, man. We got our children back August 6 to be exact, 2025. Beautiful process. Even though I know it sounds crazy, it's a beautiful process, because so many lessons were learned. But you got to understand that this ain't got nothing to do with the Constitution. This got everything to do with the devil using CPS, using the hospital system, using false accusations and false witnessing to be able to kidnap. Didn't it say the devil don't come nothing but to what? Steal, kill, and destroy. He steal them out the parents' homes. He tries to kill hope. He tries to kill faith. He tries to kill love, right? Tries to kill their very spirit, putting them in the foster care, putting them in all these different things, changing their name, traumatizing them, right? To do what? To destroy their whole future, to destroy the parents' future, to destroy their whole life. Don't let it happen, bro. Don't let it happen. It's on you, parent. Like, you was picked for this trial, to go through the trial, to get through the other end. It don't matter how big the giant is. It don't matter what they saying. It don't matter what they saying can be thrown at you or is thrown at you. There is hope in Yahushua Messiah. And this is one of the things where it's time for you to realize that, hey, some things going to be out your hands. We got to that point, we was racking our mind. We exhausted everything. You know what I'm saying? Just like that, just like, when you read the scriptures, it's like, man, I done tried all the doctors, bro. I done paid all more. I ain't got no more money to pay them no more. You know what I'm saying? You done paid all the lawyers. You know what I'm saying? You done paid everybody. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what you got to lose? What you got to lose but trying to get to the Messiah and trying to touch the hem. You know what I'm saying? Trying to touch the hem. You might as well. you might as well. I mean, and that's when it becomes real to be like, oh, this is not just I'm just reading this book. This is real, and that power is real to deliver out of the hands and the grips of the devil. Like it's that Yahushua's power is real. So that's just the encouragement right there to get it going. But if you have any questions, just definitely reach out to me, and peace to you.